welcome back, people. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Sorry that I'm starting 1 hour late. I know I'm the worst. What are you gonna do? Well, had to do some things, sadly, there. So basically, for today we have a very special, quite a special game that we are going to play. Yes, as you can read from the title description, we are going to play Diablo 2, the father of all isometric action RPG games. Indeed, the father of them all, the one that created them all. So, for the first day, we'll just do a quick run. I've already played the game on normal difficulty with the MedianXl mod. With the MedianXl mod, which is the key here in that sense, because that is what I played it first originally with the original the original version in 2D and etc. And it's and like the vanilla version of it without any modification. And now, then, a lot of years later, not this year, I think it was back in 2017, something like that, I played the game on normal difficulty with the MedianXl mod, which is what we are going to play this time around. Plus on Nightmare difficulty, which was the most voted game by both Patrick and District over at my Discord. Anyone who is watching this as a YouTube bod or in the future, you can always join the Discord. No problem if you are also a follower of the Twitch channel. So, well, there it was voted, and I always wanted to play it on the second difficulty. I have a pretty good build from back in my days. We will get reacquainted with it. No worries. So, yes, pretty much we'll play a sorcerer and we'll get to it. But so it'll be a quite short experience, pretty much. I'll have time to debate with my viewers and everything in the meantime. Besides, the year is finally ending, so we're on November 25th, so the year is finally ending. I cannot believe this year flew by me. Uh, so before we get into it, we will get to read this little text all together. It's something that I generally do every year, correct? Why? Why? Because contrary to what you may perceive right now, that the isometric action RPG genre that is commonly known as Diablo clones, that is now popular. You may perceive that now it's popular and we have a lot of games being released for it. Some very few years ago, it actually wasn't like that at all. At all. Why? Well, because the isometric action RPG genre suffered a devastating transition from 2D to 3D. If you look at the period of time after Diablo 2, we can see that it wouldn't be up until 2006 with Titan Quest that there was only one proper isometric action RPG in 3D that could take up the torch. And even so, the release pacing for this genre was slow, even back then. So you could name other examples such as Torchlight 1, 2, and pretty much some other scarce isolated examples. That's why I always bring this text every year at least once. Why? Because there has been a resurgence now and a predominance of turn-based games. There has always been a predominance of turn-based games as opposed to real-time ones. Why? We can see this with the clear example of David Walgrave, the creator of Baldur's Gate 3, that I know all of you love, and I deeply despise that game because it prostituted the original real-time with pause combat that that original BioWare had created for it with the 3.5 Dungeons and Dragons rule set, and the very same reason that Pathfinder nowadays is quite it basically is quite popular and replaced the style of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 basically. Hello, how are you doing, Patrick? Sorry that I started 1 hour late, Patrick. I know I'm the worst. Sorry, real life obligations, but yeah, sorry, I'm the worst. What I can guarantee is that at least I don't skip the days of the stream. But but yeah, I'm the worst. I'm the worst that I started 1 hour late. I'm going to play the game that both you and District voted over at Discord now, the Diablo 2 MedianXl on Nightmare difficulty. So before we get into that, people, I want you to read once again this article so we can all value real time once again. Because as I told you, David Walgrave, of the Belgian developer of director, I think he was, of Baldur's Gate 3, insulted us all back when Baldur's Gate 3 was released, and basically he said that real time with post combat was an outdated mess, and that he thought that no one would care about it anymore. Debate time! Fire your debate, Patrick. No worries. In the meantime, I will read this article and I will start the game. No worries. Debate time. You love the debates, Patrick. You love the debates. There's no one like me on Twitch for to have good debates with. No. I know that you love me a lot, and I can only thank life for it a lot. No, I'm honored. You can go to the chat of what was it that you thought that you said, just be 10 minutes there and your brain rots or whatever. I don't know if it was I show speed or whatever, any of these popular New Yorker streamers that you said that. There you cannot debate, sadly. There's no brain juice to absorb anything. Okay, so I will show you people once again after the insults of David Walgrave when he decided to insult real time with post combat and Diablo and Baldur's Gate 1 and 2's legacy. And you will see the struggle. The struggle. That's why I bring this article at the end of each year, always at least once a year. You'll see the struggle. The struggle that the original developers had to go through. For turn-based, as it was originally born, derived from tabletop games, for it to turn into real time, into the miracle and the beauty of the isometric action RPG genre, and the real time with pause 3.5 classic RPG genre that is Baldur's Gate 1 and 2. So this will be a defense of it basically, which will show you the struggle and why we should value real-time combat a lot more than what we do nowadays. Yeah, it was a realist in my heart before you, and I tried to debate with streamers, but they said you are too young for this, or they ignore my hard questions. No, that is because they were ignorant themselves. I could spot immediately, Patrick, that your questions had meaning to them a lot. Precisely, someone stupid would ask something like, ah, and why is it that you are in South America but you are so white? Something like that. They would ask something stupid like that. Or I don't know. Or I thought everyone in South America was so stupid, or something like that. That would be the average comment, or something like that, from someone without a brain. But I could immediately spot it. So they couldn't because of their lack of intellect, probably. So David Brevik, people. David Brevik. And I thank you for your kind words, this Patrick. I thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to me. Indeed, they mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to me because it's a good example for society. I feel good setting a good example for society. Are you very like that one? Exactly like that one. Exactly like that one. See, you interpreted them better than me. Yes, yes, exactly like that. Exactly like that. It would be exactly that. See, you had more contact with them. In my case, I just block and ignore illiteracy. In that sense, illiteracy. In that sense, I am more direct. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Pure, plain brain activity, zero. We should thank the universe that they are not ruling the keyboard. Okay, David Brevik, people, the creator of Diablo 1. So, he remembers the decision to make Diablo 1 real time, rather than a turn based game as it was the imperative dominance of the era, as a controversial one, a controversial decision. He said that despite the rumors to the contrary, it's not true that when Condor first pitched the game as a turn based game, Blizzard said it would be great. They were skeptical about it. Natural, the status quo of back then, but it had to be real time and multiplayer. That came later after the development of the game had begun in earnest. Eventually, Blizzard South, they approached us and said, well, we'd really like to make this a real-time game, which didn't exist back then. Real-time RPGs didn't exist back then. It was all turn-based, inheriting the Japanese tradition of Dragon Quest. Precisely. Not Pokemon. Pokemon inherited it from Dragon Quest. Final Fantasy inherited it from Dragon Quest. Indeed, the original was Dragon Quest. Even the developer of Pokemon, Satoshi Tajiri, admits that he based Pokemon and the design of it in the Game Boy on Dragon Quest. So it was Dragon Quest. So there, Final Fantasy, Pokemon, etc., all of the turn-based Japanese RPGs, and here the adaptation was with the turn-based combat of Dungeons and Dragons, but still turn-based. Is there a useless hobby in life? One that is completely unnecessary? For example, in my opinion, it is the sports watching. Ah, no, I would say sports watching, even if I don't do so, Patrick. Even if I don't do so. Even if I don't do so. I would say it does serve a purpose somehow in the case of sports because I like that sports or competitive games in general favor sportsmanship, the spirit of competition. In that sense. In that sense, I think it's a highly positive environment. Anything that has a sportsmanship and competition. So I wouldn't say it's a sports watching. I bet there are smoking. I would say smoking, eating eating, smoking candy, smoking a cigarette. I don't know. That would be more of a habit, maybe. A hobby. Hmm. I would say, well, no. Even if my spice for no, no. I can say a useless hobby. Clubbing. I would say clubbing at night. In my case, I would say it's clubbing at night. It really serves no fucking purpose. One could argue socializing, but I don't think any meaningful relationship can come out of that shithole due to the fact that everyone is either dragged or drunk, and that impedes reasoning. So the argument of saying that it helps socializing really it's hard to defend as most people are dragged or inhibited in their senses in whatever way, either alcohol or drugs or whatever. So I would say clubbing and that, in that sense. Clubbing and that. If I had to pick. So yes, going back to it. So Breivik called. Sorry. Eventually, before another process, he was adamantly against. Breivik recalls, the creator of Diablo 1, at first said he was adamantly against it, turning it into a real-time game. We'd really like to make this a real-time game. Blizzard South and Breivik was Blizzard North, as I see it here. So he loved the creator of Diablo 1, in that sense, the original director and creator of it. He loved the classic turn-based dungeon crawlers like Rogue, the style that I was commenting you with the story previously, and he didn't want to give up turns because giving players time to agonize over their decisions between turns could create so much delicious drama. Yeah, the feeling of choice, the psychological feeling of choice. Yeah, Blizzard South said, but real time will be better, said Breivik. So Blizzard North eventually put it to a vote, and I voted no, Breivik. But everyone else voted yes, so I said, I guess we can do this. Okay. So Breivik called Blizzard South to say yes. We can do this, but we need lots more time to overhaul the game. And also another milestone payment. They've agreed to do that, and I went yes, remembers Breivik. So he sat down on a Saturday afternoon, and in a few hours he had it running in real time. That was when the action RPG genre was kind of born. The isometric action RPG genre, because you can have an action RPG genre without it being isometric. At that point, Beric fondly recalls clicking his mouse, watching. Now I read the page. Okay, I saw it. Watching his formerly turn-based skeleton walk across a room in real time and smash a skeleton, and he remembers saying out loud, oh my god, that was awesome." Sure enough, that was when the isometric action RPG genre was born, said Breivik. It was an amazing moment, and I was lucky enough to be there. Sadly, this article, the previous one that I had, was deleted because it was way too old. You can find it in the very first stream of Hellgate London. He makes a much better description of the process in that sense, because he mentions how he does it, actually. He turns down the internal clock of the game down to 0, which was what turn-based RPG games were not doing up until that moment. Turn-based games have like an internal clock in which an amount of time actually represents a turn, and they just place that in there, and the clock just stops, waits for the turn, goes on, goes on, goes on. It's like a clock. And here he internally turned it down to 0, and that's when real-time combat was born. Now, what is my point with this article, regardless of the quality of each paragraph, the previous one that I had and this one, and why I bring up this from time to time, this story? Because nowadays I see a lot of people saying that choosing, sorry, or saying, but more choosing turn-based games with Baldur's Gate 3 and Dungeons and Dragons 5.0. All turn-based games. And while they do have their appeal and their public and etc., I do feel that the isometric action RPG genre went through a much more convoluted process of creation as for us to not appreciate it nowadays. Because I see a lot of people saying that Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 have a unpolished, terrible, outdated, in the words of David Walgrave, the director, the Belgian director of Baldur's Gate 3, that the combat was outdated in his mouth. And he pissed off, myself included, all of the original player base of Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, and Pathfinder proved that Dungeons and Dragons 3.5, in an adaptation to a modern standard, Pathfinder, still works. Still works. And they lost a part of the player base. They divided the player base, stealing the name of Baldur's Gate that was real time with pause, 3.5 classic RPG game, not a turn-based game. And hopefully in the future, these genre changes to such a sacred franchise, such a legendary franchise as Baldur's Gate, the father of all Western classic RPGs, is not prostituted like this ever again. So that is why people appreciate turn-based for what it is, but also appreciate the isometric action RPG genre for what it is, because it took a lot of effort. And what the creators, what Larian Studios did, which was turning Baldur's Gate into Divinity Original Sin 3 with turn-based combat, is an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. A terrible decision. A terrible decision that has ruined the possibility for a lot of people to discover 3.5 real time with post combat. Sadly, sadly, sadly. In a terribly sad way. Alongside Wizards of the Coast and 5.0 Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. With that said, people, let us begin. In the meantime, I read the comment about the terrible hobby, which was the useless hobby in life. Oh, we argued this with my parents because they always want me to go to parties. They want you to go do that, get or just have fun, and I understand their view. Pekarin, how did yeah, Baldur's Gate originally was turn-based, but okay, okay. Pekarin, how are you doing? It's been a while since you visited me. You warmed my heart. The stream reached affiliate. You visited me earlier this year. How are you doing, Pekarin? How are you doing, Pekarin? You warm my heart every time you return to the stream. You warm my heart. Patrick, this is Pekarin. He is alongside Crowbar the oldest active viewer of the channel alongside Crowbar. Only Scarlet Dragoon is older than Pekarin and Crowbar, and he's not active for the time being. He appeared at the beginning of the year. Playing Sacred 2 Remastered, and it's not that good, unfortunately. Oh, really? Thinking to switch to Sacred 2 Gold. No, really? No, don't tell me that, Pekarin. It stopped... they didn't do a good job. They didn't do a good job. Okay, well, Pekarin, if that is the case, what happened? They were going to apply the community patch. They were going to apply the community patch. I thought they were going to apply the community patch. Let me prepare everything for Diablo 2 MedianXl, people. They didn't apply the patch correctly, Pekarin. They didn't apply the patch correctly. Kappa, your Baldur's Game was originally turn-based. Yeah, Picard, I remember you also had to endure my 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 hatred for what Larian did with Baldur's Gate 3 back in the day, and you returned at the exact day. But the HUD is a mess. The user interface. Only 4 slots for the weapons and skills. And yeah, PS3 version was better in my opinion. Okay. So it was a shitty remaster. That's sad. You know that I ended up fixing the crashes in the end, right? I have a guide. I ended up leaving a guide. I hope for updates. Okay. I see, Pekarin. I see. So in the end, they did that. Well, in my case, Pekarin, I got a Switch too. In my case, I got a Switch too. Uh, quite good. So the game he's talking about, people, in case you don't know, it's this one. Indeed, Sacred 2. It was my main analysis last year. The game is amazing, and I ended up fixing it. You need Pekarin, just in case you forgot all of the things that I said. Get Good Old Games version, and fonts are so ugly. Okay, so get Good Old Games version. and just apply the community patch 1.6 to it. Nothing else. No enhanced edition, no enhanced edition, no crazy auto leveling like I did with two bosses. I know it's not that important, but I just can't. Yeah. No worries. And performance wise, are the frame rates unlocked and everything? In the meantime, people will fire up a cold boot of Diablo 2. By the way, that diamond that you have right besides your name, Pekarin, the stream made it to affiliate. In that sense, the stream made it to affiliate. In the end, I was quite happy after Titan Quest, and I gave you there a beep badge there. That means you can post links because otherwise I have it restricted. So yeah, there you have that. No, you always warm my heart because I know you work very hard and you cannot visit every single day. So yeah, pretty much. Besides, I was playing. What was it? Okay, here we go, people. It's going to be Diablo 2 with MedianXl mod. You'll see how good it is on Nightmare difficulty. This is my sorcerer, level 69. Name is Elswind. I know why it says a Slayer, it's a sorcerer, basically the mage. And you will see how good it is. As you can see, the very first thing, it works at 1080p right off the box. Right off the box. Patrick, going back to your debate that you argue with your pet, they want you to go out monthly and etc. and those things. Whoa, I'm a VIP now. Thanks. I'll use it with great. No, Pekarin, if you and Crowbar were like the very first. I couldn't distribute them because previously I was an affiliate. So yeah. So here we go, people. So you'll see. By the way, all of the cinematics here work. That's a problem that the original game had. But well, as you can see, it works at 1080p right off the box. But that's not all. I have a lot of things to show you. Of course, we are not going to analyze Diablo 2. If you haven't played Diablo 2 by now, welcome. This is the father of all isometric action RPG games. You have to play this game, even with the MedianXl mode. Yes, you have to play this 2D version, not the resurrected one. Whoa, I'm a VIP now. Thanks. No, don't worry, Pekarin. Don't worry. I know that you are. Wait, why you not level 1? Because this is not my first run of the game. I finished it on normal difficulty back in 2015. In that 2017, I think it was something like that. So yeah, pretty much. There we go. There we'll have the timer, the map, and then and everything. Because I'm playing it on the second difficulty. It's like second run, Pekarin. But that's not all. That's not all that we have. Let me see. Quest log. Yeah, generally unmap a lot of them. Character. As you can see, they also overhauled the whole interface. This is not the interface of classic Diablo 2. So I was quite surprised when I played this game for the very first time. Like this, as you can see, on normal difficulty. So, as you can see, it has an expanded inventory to accommodate for all of it. I have, of course, my gear from 2017. Pretty much, it's like when I played Titan Quest, Pekarin, you remember earlier some 2 months ago that you also visited me? Like that. Like, I played them on normal difficulty, all of them, and then now I'm trying to replay them on second difficulty, like that, in that sense. So, as you can see, expanded inventory and everything. You have even the detailed stats that the game originally didn't show to you. You have them all here, alongside the source of them. I always prefer Shittier Grapes of Wrath mod for some reason. My bad, it's just Duckling Syndrome. I don't know that one. What does it do? You say Wrath mod? Wrath mod? That is That one I haven't seen it. This one makes it more like a combination of quality of life improvements of Diablo 3 and Path of Exile. Makes it more like with the quality of life improvements of Path of Exile. Patrick, I forgot about your question. That you said that they want you to go to parties monthly, and all of those things are just have fun, and you understand the view. Many old people say stuff like, "Don't study always, go party, have fun. You won't be young forever." What you say to your grandkids? What memories could you share if you read always or play? What's your opinion, Era? Pekar in the stream has also included a bit of debate in a lot of cases modernly. So yeah, it's absolutely crazy. So sometimes if you may see that Patrick or others do some comments about those things of life, it's because of that 99% debate. No, we keep a healthy balance. Maybe while I'm commenting the games, we also say those things. The Wrath mod, I've never seen it. But what does it do? Is it more like Diablo 3? Maybe the mod was just too niche. No, I looked for mods actively to choose. It was beyond this one, you know which one I consider Path of Diablo, which made it completely like Path of Exile. But I felt like it was way too much, way too much, way too much. In comparison, MedianXl and Path of Diablo are quite known. Okay, then I will Google that yours. Grapes of Wrath. It was a complete name. Grapes of Wrath. Though it's like more unknown. Okay, then I will check it out. The other one that I wanted to showcase is the Synergies mod for Torchlight 2. My bad, it's our post-Soviet thing, no. No. It's like obscure. It's like more obscure in that sense. No worries. Then I will check it out. Does it make it like drastically different? For example, Path of Diablo makes it drastically different. In that sense, it makes it drastically different. In that sense, drastically different. Many old people say stuff like that. So, well, Patrick, but my argument against that one. Let's begin with the gameplay. But first, I wanted to show you the skill tree. Then I keep chatting with them as I play. People, the YouTube people must be saying, "Motherfucker, start the game right now." No, I have things to show before we begin. Here you can see the skill tree. All of this is the skill tree, people. As you can see, some are simple, some have different patterns, and as you can see, you can combine them. You can min-max. See how massive they expanded upon the skill tree. These ones are like passives in that sense. For example, life regeneration. This skill I use it. I haven't learned all of the skill tree in that sense. But here you can see this is the main attraction of it. It expands upon the skill tree in a quite nice way. I haven't explored all of them completely. Level cap 99. I don't know. I think it was more than that. I think it was 200 and something, if I remember correctly, because apparently it has a crazy end game, and you can go on forever like in Diablo 3, something like that. Peter, regarding your comment about what will you tell your grandkids and etc., regarding the memories and everything, that if you always read and play, that argument, I would go up against it. You could tell them stories of how you enjoyed the games, or all of the knowledge that you absorbed from reading something, or why is it important in life, and etc. It's just that it's different. I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't. There's an old saying which indicates that True, if you are not a revolutionary when you are young and are all rebel and lefty and etc., that you have no soul. That is the saying. But is it really like that, or is it that the person is actually more tempered, maybe, even if as we are young, let's say 18, 20, 15, and etc. Because I was like that, pretty much. I was always quite calm regarding those things. So yeah, pretty much. I would argue that it has to do with internal temperance more than that. And you can definitely tell things to to your grandkids even if you don't go out to party and club and those things. You can definitely do it. No worries. Uh, K. K. There's one last thing that I have to show you. This is the best improvement that they did. The hotkeys system. You can actually assign, this is not something that you can do in Diablo 2 vanilla, in vanilla Diablo 2. You can assign hotkeys. For example, now I press Q, but now I press W, and you can see that it changes. So, you can assign them to the two mouse buttons. So this one is now right mouse button. And you can see there, I went for the familiar there. Like that. I got in a heated debate with a person says, Patrick, fire your debate, Patrick. And that's no worries. You can see also that it also has a stamina like, well, this one was in Diablo 2, but it's better represented here with the orb. So, you can see I can do several things, you'll see. So, then we have A for the mana shield. See that it explains the added hovering there to protect me. It spends my mana before my health is depleted. The mana shield needs to be there. And as you can see, it makes it much more intuitive. So I think that's all for this class, pretty much. Move only, no. So we'll leave the basic attack here. I use the forked lightning. So let us begin once and for all, people. So you also have the town portal as a skill here, so you don't have to constantly loot scrolls to return to town, which was the original Diablo. As you can see, it's a clear run of the game. I've done nothing yet. It also has a revamped quest interface. So yeah, pretty much. I think I already took the quest here, or I think in Diablo you don't even need to take the quest in Diablo 2. The experience bar is revamped. Everything looks a bit more in tone with Diablo 3's style of red and black. So let's go. I will assign now the W. Okay, so this one buffs my damage, as you can see. There you can see. A buff circle that's sacred that empowers your spell attacks. So, let's go. As you can see, I have my lightning, I have that, so let's begin with the classic Den of Evil. Let's go, people. I explored a bit here before starting the stream to make sure that the resolution worked. It tells you when you make progress in a quest, but the best thing is that it has automatic 1080p. I bet that is the reason. The first thing that I would ask about your mod, Pekarin, the mod that you are suggesting about Grapes of Wrath, is that precisely the resolution. If it has automatic unlocked resolutions, because that was the most difficult thing to do for developers for a lot of time, for modders for a lot of time. In that sense, it was like the one thing they had a huge problem dealing with. Well, but beyond anything, I am happy that you could see that my criticism for Baldur's Gate 3 has remained intact. And as you can see there, now you must be wondering, Eraser, but you are killing them in one fucking blow. This is terrible. You are killing them in one fucking blow. Is it that the mod is easy? No. Is that my skill tree, apparently, several years ago, was properly executed, and I left everything ready? In that sense. Because I still have points to distribute. And I also have quite good gear. I presume. I haven't checked it. I can show it to you. Well, look at it with you as well. So, additional strength, damage bonus 0, plus 6 to lightning spell damage. Yeah, I like doing those things. Plus 4% to all attributes, to defense, to vanquish, spell focus, physical. Yeah, we are using pretty good gear. 16% to lightning spell damage. Everything is to enhance lightning spell damage, as you can see. Yes, this is one thing that you will constantly see. For example, people, you'll see that the gear drops are much more dedicated than in vanilla Diablo 2, making the looting process much more comfortable. Making them much more comfortable. In that sense. Pillow for... beep beep, motherfucker. No. How are you doing, Pillow? How are you doing? We've already discussed it, but I may have fallen asleep. What makes someone wise? Can you be wiser than an old person? I don't think it depends on age, but I've heard a lot of discussions where wisdom is only tied to age. He expressed the counter reply. Wonderful day for relativism. Hang on, Pillow. You two always... You two love Tuesdays. It's when you come with the most energy. He expresses the counter reply. If you don't experience a disappointment or a fail in on your own skin, then how would you theoretically know the solution? By deduction would be. By deduction would be the only way. About being what makes someone wise. Wiser? Can you be wiser than an old person? That is an interesting one. Yes, of course. You can be wiser than an old person. Of course you can. Of course you can. Imagine that we are talking about an old person that all he did in life was getting dragged by smoking candy and, I don't know, drinking alcohol like all day indiscriminately without any kind of inhibition on his own, like just that all the time. That person really couldn't absorb any experience from life in that sense. So yes, you can definitely be wiser than an old person, Patrick. Age is not does not determine that. Oh, the inventory works at unlocked resolutions. Look at that. Here you can see the smoothness of the movement. Here you can see that it has unlocked frame rates. In that sense, the problem that it doesn't happen in game because the animations are hard coded at 30 and they prevent that. I just love the smell of snow in the air. I never experienced the snow Pillow in that sense, because here we don't have snow over at the capital. I know you. No, please, Pillow. You meant by snow the candy and etc. No, let us not begin with those things. No, let us not begin. The snow is cold, I presume. Cool. I think it says cool very small. No, here I don't. We always go between 30 degrees Celsius in the summer, like the maximum. 35, 37 at most, the worst days of the summer, and then 0 degrees Celsius in that sense. Smells like it doesn't smell probably the snow. Does it? Does it smell of anything? I don't think so. Nose. Okay, no. Pillow, no. It does. Of what? I thought it of water, because actually it says it has to be like water. because it's actually like the water in a different state due to the temperature of the ambience. I don't know. Cold. Well, no, we have snow here, but I will need to go to Antarctica, and I'm not doing that shit. Cold. And you laugh. No, Patrick. Regarding your text, what makes someone wise? The ability to absorb with efficiency those life experiences, of course, but also absorbing the knowledge through reading, precisely. And in the example I told you, imagine a person who didn't read anything, just consumed candy, just got drunk, and the alcohol, and etc. Well, in that sense, he didn't absorb anything through his mind, only through his senses. And you need to also absorb through your mind that experience of objective metaphysical reality in that sense. So I would say that. So yeah, it can happen, and I would say like that. So I think people believe then if you work as an electrician, why the electricians, and all you do is your job and drink at night, you can still be as smart as a hard-working lawyer or philosopher. Sadly, no, because you are, I'm telling you, you are blocking any absorption of knowledge that has to do with the fabric of the universe. And as I have told throughout several times in the streams, precisely, as I have told several times, there are sciences of inferior importance and sciences of superior importance. The ones of superior importance are the ones that aim to explain the universe, reality. The ones of inferior importance are the ones... It doesn't mean that they are not important, It just means that what they try to explain, for example, law tries to explain a system. Myself as a lawyer, law tries to explain a system created by humans. Biology tries to explain reality. Biology is like superior to law in that sense. The classification of sciences that, as I told you, Thomas Aquinas did it back in the 1200s. So it's absolutely depressive that nowadays it is not taken into account. Biology rules the nation. So that means wait. Why is it a wonderful day for relatives? Because the European courts ratified that all marriages made in the EU apply in all of EU. Yeah, but that's unconstitutional for the internal laws of the countries. You know what that means? You can be legally rainbow flag people married in Hungary. Sorry, I said it wrong. Yeah, you promised you would say it. You would say it with in the Polish one. In the Polish one that you said. Pillow folk, cool. Magyarság. Biology rules the nation. No, metaphysics rule the nation, because above biology, then comes the universe outside of our planet. Then comes the universe outside of our planet. Then comes the universe outside of our planet. I don't you understand how? And now basically get 80% of what they get in Germany. It doesn't matter what they vote. It does not change. It does not change the arrangement of molecules and particles. Wonderful labor relativism. Yeah. You all stay very happy over there. You all stay very happy over there. That I will stay very happy over here. Even more. Well, here we also have that, but anyways, fortunately, it's reverting just like in the United States. So I'll stay in the other. Hope has been reformed. We have won. I just hope Pillow just hope, Pillow, that when Overspell is reverted, uh, in the US, and a lot of people come running to the Americas in a second migration, that you don't feel bad. In that sense, relativism is absolute. Wonderful day to be. I'm sure you will be very happy internally with that. That when we revert Overfell, what did you say? That when Overfell is reverted in the US and everyone wants to come to the Americas again because they don't want to cope with that, I hope you then don't regret celebrating all those things. They will want to come back, to migrate even more to the Americas if Overspell is reverted in the United States. Besides, there's a problem with that. The constitutions of the countries, the ones that say, that define the institution of marriage as a union between a man and a woman, still it would be illegal for that to happen. It's not that simple. International law, globalism, cannot override the constitution. The countries may do, what was it, like a reserve of that then if it's in the constitution. It's not that easy. There's a clash of the level of the laws, of the source of importance of the law. The thing that will make me abandon Poland is either a monarchic regime or death. Incorrect, lol. What is 9 plus 10? No, it's not incorrect. The countries do not sign all of the points in the same way when they join the European Union. They didn't sign them in the same way. If it's in the constitution, of the country, then I bet it won't be like that. Besides, but there's something beyond this. This is a problem with relativism. Relativism only takes into account a positive law. That's why I would make all universities also study natural law. See that all that you are mentioning is positive law, and what precisely state universities don't teach is natural law. That is the problem. With natural law, reality itself will impose that men just love women and not that situation. It's just unnatural. Yeah, we all know you are rich. No, I didn't say that, Pillow. I didn't say that, and I'm not rich. No. Well, poor old Ludolf over here, poor to go to white. I didn't say that. And I had to go to State University. I didn't say that. I said that it is a mistake that they don't teach natural law. Just that. I didn't say that, and I'm not rich. And I am not rich. I'm just upper class, not rich. Upper class. It is different. I just said a sad face. It is bad that they don't teach natural law on top of it, because then only positive law matters, and then relativism expands, and then we can have things like World War II. Once a Borgois, always a Borgois. As long as you don't use it as an insult, I guess I'm okay. I'm not rich. I'm telling you, I cannot buy a Lamborghini or those things if that's what you think. Anyways, I wouldn't do it, even if I had the money. If you were rich, what would you do, people? Imagine, I would be here with you. I would be here with you, doing the same thing. if I was like ultra rich, I would be here with you. That is the attitude that I criticize Marxism created in society by instigating hatred for other classes. They teach you that once you reach the top, you then have to behave like a fucking beast. No. If you have a responsibility, make good use of it and behave like a human being with your ideas and everything. Obvious. That is the thing. That is the thing. Obvious what? Obvious what, Pillow? that precisely Marxism instilled class hatred. I have never met a rich Christian.
My rogue scouts have just reported an abomination in the monastery graveyard. Apparently, Andariel is not content to take only our living.
I have met a rich Middle East people, though, in that sense. We will just say that. Alright, there we go. It also has a nice animation when you transition to it. So, second act. It also gives you the objective here. With a nice little title. Ah, no way. What happened? What happened, Philo? Patrick, I would buy my old Gypsy me a house and give the loan and make their life miserable. No, what the fuck? Patrick, no, what's the logic behind that? No. You don't believe in Islam? You are just trolling at this point. You are just trying to troll at this point. If I don't believe in Islam, if I don't believe in Middle East religion either. You're just trolling, you know me way too much. You would buy your classmates a house if you were rich, Patrick, give them the loan and make their life miserable. No, why in that? No, please, no, Patrick, no, not again with that religion. No, stop it with the religions, please. Not with the religions, please. No, why in that? You would just be very kind to the person. You would just be very kind to the person, and I don't know why you included the last part. You would be just. I've already told you. They already went through enough with the massacres of the Middle East people assaulting Europe all the time and etc. I already told you, please no, please no. They already went through enough. They already went through enough. You know that I support Christianity above all and etc. And that I think that the Catholic Church is the one that did the most advances and everything, but no, we should all be thankful that they are acting as a shield against the threat of Middle East, against all of us actually, because they attack all of us. They attacked all of us, even here in Argentina. They did an attack in the 90s. The one religion that you are mentioning. So yeah. Middle Eastern religion. Yeah, Middle Eastern religion. Let's just leave it like that. If I was rich, I would give all Venezuelans ponies and would make Bolivian pay for it. Says Phil, I would give them illegal loans. If they don't pay, I can beat them. What about the Crusaders? I've already discussed that topic in the 1200s. Well, it was either the extermination. It was either the extermination of Western culture as a whole, or that it was justified because it wasn't for riches, the Crusades. Few people know. Then I would shit out on Peru and build a big beautiful walls pillow and make Brazil pay for it. I don't want to ask what would you do to us in Argentina then, because in that sense we are the most conservative, so you would probably hate us. I don't know, or I don't know. You would force us. Crusaders were 700 years ago. Yes, what I will tell you, Patrick, is that they didn't do it for riches. They do it for a defense. The first Crusades were actually not very organized. They were made with peasants. That was You had 3 years ago. Yeah, from the other side. From the other side, you mean, Pillow. If you want to interpret it that way, yes. Wee woo, bullshit. Sack of Byzantium. The Eastern Roman Empire was, yes, that they tried to. They started entering through there, but also through Spain, eh? Everyone forgets that we also suffered them on the Western Front. They entered through the north of Africa, right? Through the north of Africa, and took half of Spain. Fourth Crusade, People's Crusade, Six Crusades. The first ones were organized with peasants. Then they became more professional, basically. Then they became more professional. All made irreparable damage. No, the Crusades were in self-defense in a lot of things. In a lot of things. Otherwise, we would be eating kebabs. We should all be always thankful and to those brave men and women who stopped the killings that they did. Make Crusades great again, says Patrick. No, well, sadly, right now Europe is being taken because of that, because of the internal criminal of von der Leyen and Merkel as well to an extent, and Obama, who started all of this. Yes, it was the Count of Toulouse and Henry of Boulogne that organized the Jerusalem Kingdom. They did it for power. No, it wasn't for power. It was in self-defense. What if there was one case in history of self-defense? It was if there was one case of self-defense in history, they were the Crusades. The only thing that they promised to the people that joined the Crusades was that they would reach heaven if they joined in that sense. All so I don't know how that qualifies as riches. I don't know how it qualifies as riches. They only uh, promise them to go to heaven. No riches, no greed, no fucking hatred. Just you will go to heaven in a situation in which up to half of Spain and half of Turkey and filtering into the Balkans, because that's never said, because they were starting to filter into the Balkans even right there in the heart of the zone that was previously Yugoslavia and etc. All both Eastern and Western Front taken by the Middle East religion. The only peasant-oriented crusade was destroyed and obliterated with it. Yes, the first one. The first one, if I remember correctly, was the first one. And the other ones were then, of course, more professional. It was though they killed lots of. No, they didn't do that. Christianity reduced the amount of killings of all religions all across Europe after it started with the Roman Empire. No, no, no. It brought civilization to us all. No. If you don't believe it, then compare what it is now. Uh, all of the zones that were touched by Christianity to those that weren't. It is what I told you. The same with the with the marriages that you mentioned and etc. It is reality. It is reality. You go to any country that was Christian based, and you can instantly see the difference with those that absorbed the Middle East religion, the Buddhism, for example, or whatever other you can see. You can see it. I will reply to you with reality because I know that is the most efficient way. Tell me, Pillow. It's simple. It's simple. Not the marriage thingy and etc. Now I read it. It's simple. Do the Middle East people come to European countries, or do us Europeans go to Middle East countries? As simple as that. One way or the other. Who goes to which country? Simple. Whose fault that the Eastern Roman Empire fell? It collapsed on its own. It lasted for more than any other society created by any other civilization could. So, in that sense, that is the thing with us Italians. The Roman Empire is the one that lasted the most. We don't have inferiority complexes regarding those things. It lasted for the most out of everyone else. So that gives you a perspective of, and it made the most advances throughout history. Even if someone comes and tells me, "Oh, but China lasted more," and etc. Yeah, go to China. Go to China. Is the only possible response. What I told you previously: Middle East people and people from China come to Europe or to the Americas, not the other way around. Until that doesn't change, it's reality. It's reality that it exists. Catholics, the Venetians, wouldn't be able to do it without them. The Greek were just as barbaric. No. They, no. They were the most civilized, and it is evident for what I'm telling you. The Roman Empire attracted people from all over the world. It's not because of Christendom, where Rome was great. No, I'm sure of it. No, we can all see that it's not the case. It was because of your goddamn space god. Bro, what are you talking? It's not true. It was defeated by barbarians. I am Lombard. I am Longobar. Precisely what you are saying. I'm from the northern one. My Diga is brother for him. Just because China is hypercapital now means nothing historically. That's like they were the Romans killed. They were anti-Semitic. Plus 1,000 social credit if you praise China. Insert Chinese music. XD. Yeah. Pillow, you still none of your comments solved the basic thing I ask you. Do people come from China and from Middle East to Europe, or do us Europeans and South Americans and North Americans go from the comfort of Christianity to China? Fuck, I hate that fuckers, but I had to say that Mao doing great. Until that doesn't change, until you cannot solve me that, reality imposes itself. Do people from Middle East come and enjoy Christianity? Yes. It's not the other way around. You were in Saudi Arabia, but you are not living in it. I mean, living in it. Yeah. Okay, so doesn't that show you something? There is a sizable community of... Yes, precisely. Why? Ask yourself why. Why is it that they like it here and not there? That only 1% of in-person only have 1% in person. Why is it that people go... This is like... Let's use different thing. Why do people from Cuba cross to the United States, or from Venezuela cross to the United States, or from Mexico to the United States? Why do people from Middle East cross to Europe and not the other way around? Why is it that people from the US don't go to Cuba? Why is it that people from Europe don't go to live in Middle East in general? Average. Because 80% of them are Chechen, they are oppressed, they are also Tatars that live the Middle East religion. No. None of the answer. The answer is easy. It may involve some of those factors. But the real answer is that quality of life is better in Europe. Why? Because of Christianity, and everyone can see it. And even if you contradict it in chat endlessly, it's easy to see for everyone that there's more quality of life. Lol, I live in Poorland, not in the US. Okay, but you still live in the comfort of Christianity. In the comfort of Christianity. All of us live in the comfort of Christianity. I'm a wing pole dancer in the comfort of Christianity. Of that Christianity that even if you hate it, it's welcoming all of these people, and only defended itself when it was brutally threatened in the Crusades precisely. So Christianity even is so great that even forgives the ungratefulness of the population. See how incredible it is, Western Christianity. It even forgives the ungratefulness of the population. And in other cases, not yours, in other cases, the brutal ignorance of others who directly say that they hate us all and that we are killers and etc. etc. See how incredible it is. That is the reason why everyone comes to Europe and everyone loves goes to Europe, and comes to the Americas as well from Europe, even when they feel threatened by the Middle East religion. Always to Christianity, never the other way around. See how reality imposes itself. I got a... What the fuck? No, I don't. You live in the comfort of Western Christianity, Pillow. You do? You do? You are not ruled by a Middle East religion leader that would force his views and send you to the front line like they did with my great grandpa in Syria. It is like that, one of my great grandpas. Plus, it's better to have Turkish German than no. What are you hiding? I live in a secularized state. Nah. And so do you. No. It's not the case, and you know that Christianity has made Europe what it is now. We both know it's not the case. Say that it is secularized completely. It is not. I do not live in a secular state. Our constitution says that the nation assumes, in an article, the Roman Catholic religion, that the nation assumes the Roman Catholic religion officially, but it goes beyond the laws that you can establish. See, this is the problem with positive law. It goes beyond that. It has to do with, hey, how do I assign my potions? All of the countries in Europe inherited from the Roman Empire live with the... right, I forgot to reactivate my buff. True. It maybe has a limit or something like that. Tell yourself, or whoever you'd like that, or liberal and what was it? Secularized state and etc. But we live with the cultural influence of the Roman Empire. Okay, never mind. Argentina is kinda crazy. Okay. Yeah, everyone who disagrees with me is crazy. They encourage you to... I mistook Argentina with Chile. No Inca heritage. We exterminated them all because we are Spaniards. Those people were exterminated because they did human sacrifices. Especially women and children. We weren't like the Mexicans that mixed with them, I can assure you. We brought civilization and European tradition. At most, you could say that we were one of the best representations of valuing European heritage and civilization, on the contrary. But most of the poor countries, like India, were colonized by England, right? England was the one that did a third of the world, in that sense. In that sense, true, Patrick, yes. I always admired that the colonization process of England was more organized than the Spaniard one. That is the case, Patrick. But yes, it was England and Spain, basically, the two that did it. And he's bragging about it. Great argument, mate. He's bragging about it. Yes, of course, because we brought civilization. They did human sacrifices. Do you know what they did? You want me to explain the process? They cut the chest open of women and children in a savage way, to offer the hearts to the gods. In Mexico, Mexicans mixed and tolerated it somehow. We didn't. We didn't, because we valued European civilization much more than them, even to this day, and we are the most European country of the Americas, alongside the United States. And that's why we love each other with the United States. And we understand that evil needs to be good, and evil needs to be good, and evil are objective, and they need to be taught. That relativism does not bring happiness. Incorrect. I love that empty people. Empty, I don't know what empty is. People killed women and children 400 years ago, and the Incas didn't do that. It was the Aztec, beyond good and evil. The Aztecs did it more, but the Incas also had their own rights and etc. And it was all pretty much the same. I fucking love relative. Some low quality troll bait. Low quality troll bait. It is what caused World War II, Pillow. I will only say that. But I know you're just trolling, so I wouldn't waste my time regarding that. Also, well, no, but Pillow, please stop. Please stop. Please stop always with your crazy stuff. Please stop. Please. Please stop with the thing. You still didn't. Wait. You still didn't tell me. You still. It will. Wait. You still didn't tell me. Blew up the rail. You still didn't tell me. Why is it that people from Middle East religion come to Europe and not the other way around on average? You have to solve me that first. Solve me that. Why is it that that also people from Venezuela and Cuba go to the United States, and people from the United States don't go to Cuba and Venezuela? Why is it? Why is it that is one way and not the other? Why? Why? Intelligent people ask themselves why. Why? Indians come too. Well, and Indians as well. Cuba and Venezuela are communists. Okay. Marx and Moth and SPD were Germans. Why is it that people from Middle East countries want to come to Europe and not the other way around? Or Indians? Or people from China that we see a lot in Canada and the United States? Why? Why is it that way, the migration, and not the other way around? Why? Why? There you have your answer. Why? Therefore, Western civilizations. The only obvious that come is like capitalism. No, the obvious answer is that Christianity has proven throughout 2,000 years that is the most civilized and best cultural influence on society. Even if you don't believe in God. You know that I don't believe in God, people. I don't believe that God is the fabric of the universe. But that is a completely separated topic of the cultural influence of Christianity on society. Completely separated. The reason why they all come to, hey, what's this, an apple? It regenerates life and etc. Riddle me this. So you can cause a revolution. You need something to oppress you so you can cause revolution. Well, you know the answer. It is evident to anyone watching the conversation, Pillow. It is evident to anyone watching the conversation. If you want to believe that, believe it. But it's evident for anyone watching the conversation. Riddle me this. They like music that rhymes. They are 10% of the US population, and they commit half of the crimes. It was the African The African migration. It was the African migration. Has to be the consequence of African migration. Incorrect. Is Japan? Texas? Also no, but I'm not anti-Semite like you. God damn it. God damn it. Please stop. Don't be that. Don't be any of that. Can we have a peaceful experience with that? Thank you. He does das poor. What? In that sense, what's this? Kosei Poo? No, I think he was referring to the Kosei Poor. Kosei Poor. That's why they migrate. Going back to the other topic, or was it Patrick's question? They come to Poor Land. They come to London. Why? Why? Not if they come or not. Why? Why? And then they marry white women. Interesting question. Why do they like marrying white women? Interesting question. And then they assimilate. And because good boys. I hate race traders. Because they're good boy. Yeah, yeah. So good. So good. Why? But why does it all happen at the beginning? Why? 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 The question is why? Why? Always why? Because of the quality of life that Christianity gives them. Because of that. Because Christianity has proven for 2,000 years that brings civilization. That's why I defend it so much. You can see people. Because their women are ugly. Gyar was always nicer. I like Manila more than Then I will just assume at the beginning you were trolling. So I see where they come from. They come here, why? So you can see where they come from. This is like only low IQ people trade their race to colors. Sorry, Twitch. No, both of you. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it because true as fuck, but stop. Stop because if I get banned, Crowbar that paid subs and everything is unfair for him. Stop. 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 Especially you, Pillow. Stop. What's your favorite? Stop. 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 Stop, please. Stop. Stop. Stop because if I get banned, don't you? If you love me, stop. If you love me, stop. Stop. Stop if you love me. If you appreciate my company, stop. Stop so I don't get banned. Don't have. Stop. Stop so. Stop if you appreciate the stream. Good. That was your favorite color. Like that, pink. Yes. Because it's not fair for people who appreciate the stream. Stop. Dang. Yes, stop Pillow because it's not fair for people who appreciate the stream. Stop. Stop with the race and everything. I got everything that you all said. I have my thoughts on everything, but stop. Stop because it's not fair if I get banned for people who pay for subs and etc. It's not fair. Back on track then. What's your opinion of the interracial marriages? Let's stop it there. I think I already replied to you, Patrick, several times ago, and I think it was a genuine question. If somehow they love each other, and it's as I said, a man and a of course, it's a man and a woman and not any of the things that you know that I've already commented several times of trying to twist metaphysical reality and etc. And they don't try to force on others that, and they don't do the virtue signaling and etc. I don't see why they couldn't do it. But what truth about your life are you avoiding because you already know it would require you to change? Interesting question. Interesting question, bro. Interesting question. What truth about your life are you avoiding because you already know it would require you to change? The fact that I get up late. That one is easy for me. The fact that I get up late. The fact that I get up late in a lot of cases. Yes, that the truth that I don't like the sun and 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 and, and getting up early in that sense. Definitely that. I would need to I would need to use a fucking alarm clock, and because of the condo management of my family and etc. I had to do it in the past precisely for the software development or the English teaching and etc. But not anymore, as I have to take that responsibility in life, and pretty much, uh, yeah, it's something that I would like it changed. For me, it's the fact that the Dambas next door is still next to me. Hmm. Your neighbor, in that your real neighbor, like in your house or what we already know about. Well, yes, your real neighbor. You don't like your real neighbor in that sense. Roommate, he's unpolite. He's not polite. Roommate, you have a roommate there, and he's not polite. He's not polite with you. In that sense, he's not polite with you, the roommate. Like, you don't have good neighbors. They have music loud in the night and etc. Those things. He plays Fortnite and Genshin Impact with. He's also a gooner. Yeah. And has no social life. Okay, well, but he uses a headset. Or does he play Fortnite like shouting? Make sure to oil him up nicely, says Patrick. Yeah, but neighbors, that is something terrible, people. That is something terrible what he's describing, having bad neighbors in that sense. That is something terrible in that sense. That is something terrible in that sense. That is something terrible. Because, like, once you come from your work, for most of the population and etc., like when you come home and etc., the last thing you want to deal with is like someone who is unbearable to be with. Only if you help me with also watch Twitch stream. Like him said, what's your opinion about the plastic surgery? Says Patrick, this plastic surgery. I would prohibit it. I think Pillow, I already told you the other day when I showed the faces and etc. My biology teacher told one of the girls once, as she removed her makeup. It was prohibited to use makeup in my school, fortunately. Your beauty is to be natural, comes from the inside. Why, if you are so beautiful with your natural face, you want to change it? And here the same applies. Why would you want to change what you naturally are? Same story. Same story. Natural beauty should be, and it has to do with the insecurities of in this case of the girls, you know. Yeah, you would put all women in camps. And no, Pillow, it's not that. It's not that. You should have assisted to my school. If you could use a completely honest version of yourself, the parts you show, the parts you hide, the parts you haven't admitted even to yourself, what do you think would surprise you the most? And what, ChatGPT questions, Pillow, for? What do you think? No. In Spanish? He could say motherfucker in Spanish? Well, it's not actually motherfucker. It's a bit more. It's like fucking mother. It's like my fucking mother, what he said. It's like my fucking mother. Adios, amigos. Ah, more like Reddit question. I see, you want to see my real voice in Spanish. It is true, you two never heard my real voice in Spanish. You want me to read those with my real voice in Spanish? Adiós amigos. La puta madre. ¿Ven? Esta es mi voz real en español. Cambia un poco el tono, ¿ves? ¿Ven? Ah, pero lamentablemente no entiendes. Sadly you don't understand was the last one. I'm already stripping. Please speak. Bien. Well, I can translate it as I say it. Ustedes son mis más grandes amigos. You are my greatest friends. For example, that one was. Ustedes son mis más grandes amigos. Patrick. See, that's your pronunciation in Spanish. Patrick, instead of Patrick. Patrick. Or in Spanish, it would be a completely different name. It would be like this, Patricio. Yeah, you are more masculine in Spanish. Well, thank you. Thank you. As Argentine Spanish is more neutral than Mexican, as you can hear. It's more neutral, more serious, more, yeah, you could say like that. I actually know how to say the most important sentence in Spanish. If it's not an insult, I will be surprised, Pillow. Si eso no es un insulto, estaría muy sorprendido. I would be, it's the same phrase what I said. If that wasn't an insult, I would be very surprised. Patrick, you like my voice? You like my voice in Spanish? It turns into more. It's like the original Roman. I love Russians. It's the phrase, people. I love Russian. Pillow, stop. I already told you, and you said that you are not a Russophobe. Please. I already told you, and you said that you are not a Russophobe. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable. Please. Except if the person insults me in stream. What did I say, bro? You said exactly that you love all Russians. But well, your what your backstory condemns you in that sense. But no, please. If it not as I told you, not all will be like that, and like that. And like that. If you are polite, I trust you will be mature and polite to the ones that have nothing to do with the terrible things we talk about every day, and etc. And in Spanish it will be like this. Me encantan los rusos. Está mal traducido, por cierto. It's wrongly translated. That was. Está mal traducido. It's wrongly translated. It's not correct. It's not properly translated. It's lacking an N at the end. That one is in singular. In Spanish, in case you are interested, this is a stupid topic that maybe Pillow, this will help you. Thank you for the stream. See you tomorrow. Adiós amigos. Mucho. Tú me gustas. Tú me gustas mucho sería would be in Spanish. It's not properly translated. Il crocodilo. Amo. Okay. We get it. In that sense, have a great night, Patrick. Have a great night, and well, Uh, you flatter me saying that my voice sounds sounds very well. Let's just say in Spanish. It's like the original legacy of the Roman ancestors as well. The original legacy. It's like the original legacy of the Roman ancestors. So thank you for the. It's I'll use Google Translate to yeah. It's like that. It's not properly done. It's not properly done. It has mistakes with the singular and the plural in that sense. So yeah. Have a great night, Patrick. Have a great night. Have a great night, and thank you always for your company. Now, if I would just know how to assign the potions here, I have to. Okay, so you just done. Okay, I will need some more potions. Let me see if I can fix that. You can translate. Palo, I have the maybe the reason that will make you understand maybe a bit more of my culture. I have a reason. In Spanish, bye. Me encanta la barba de un argentino. Tiene una presencia única que refleja una personality and style. Hay alguna forma en la que la lleve con esa mezcla de confianza y naturalidad tan propia de que la vuelve realmente especial. He said, I love the bird of an Argentine. It has a unique presence that reflects the personality and style. Something in the way in which he carries it with that mix of confidence and naturality. So uh, usual here, so distinctive of 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 his country that turns him really special. Thank you, Pillow. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. Sadly, in that case, I don't. I shave. Thank you, and thank you for the debate and all the time spent, and also respecting what I said at the end, so I don't get banned for the silly censorship. In that sense, thank you that you stopped. It means a lot to me. So thank you that you stopped with that you could understand that. It speaks of your maturity. So yeah, good. Bye, Pillow. Bye. Have a great night. Okay, and thank you too for being so appreciative of my original language. Sword items in containers? No. My original language and culture and etc. In that sense. Let's buy some potions, people, and let's continue with it. Let's continue with it. There we go. Nice. So, after all of these great debates with my viewers, people, let's go back to the game as it is. Let's go back to the game as it is. It's always that. It's just always special here. So I didn't know how to assign the potions. My bad. There I died because I didn't know how to assign the potions. In that sense. So let's get back to it. We cleared in 1 hour. How many chapters? Oh, right. I forgot about my familiar here. So yeah, pretty much. There. And the mana shield. And the mana shield. And those things. Okay, people. Okay, people. Area level 61. See that it even tells you the area level, something that I skipped in that sense. Something that I skipped in that sense. So it's quite good. And I think you could, in this first hour as I debated with them, you could see more or less the flow of the gameplay. You could see more or less the flow of the gameplay a lot here, people. So In that sense, you can see that it's much more dynamic than the original experience of Diablo 2. It's much more dynamic than the original experience of Diablo 2. And pretty much the idea is that oh damn it. The idea is that it has a lot of quality of life improvements. Damn it, that was fast. It has a lot of quality of life improvements. A lot of quality of life improvements to it that make it much better in that sense. True that I have to actually unlock the portals. I don't know what's the quest. Let's see. We solved that one. The search for Cain. Go through the underworld passage. Underground, sorry, what underworld? Underground passage to the dark wood. Search for the tree of Inifus and recover the scroll. Okay, so we'll go for that one. In that sense. Let me, because this thing, it does have one thing that I want to check the first day of a stream. I want to check the first day of a stream. Let me... It should save in real time, but just in case I will do this. Okay, and let me see if I can alt-tab, because I want to see if I can actually alt-tab like that. There. Good. It allows me to alt-tab. And then I can open it again. Good. I wanted to show you this that I did at the beginning, before we continue. You can actually see the cinematics and they actually work. In that sense, that's something that the original Diablo didn't have. That the original Diablo didn't have. In that sense, the original Diablo didn't have. For example, if I click on this one, it's the original cinematic of Diablo. The original one has it broken. Has all of them broken. For example, and here you can see that it works. Scaled to 1080p even. Scaled to 1080p. As you can see, and they look amazing. We're not going to watch it all completely, but basically here you can see those. So good. Hey, wasn't I level 69? Wasn't I level 69? It didn't save.
Greetings.
It didn't save or what? Yeah, it did save. There, what's happened to the level? Level 61. It scaled me down. I was level 69. Weird. I don't know what happened there. Maybe a bug or something. What? I lost some levels. I could have sworn I was level 61 at the beginning. 69 instead of 61. Everything is explored. It definitely saved. Maybe I was 59 or something like that. I don't think so. But well. 61? That is weird. Could have sworn I was 69 at the beginning. Maybe it scales me to the area. Or maybe when you die you lose levels. Maybe when you die you lose levels? Could it be? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Alright, I forgot to activate the run. Okay. Maybe you lose levels as you die? Could it be? Could it be? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. I died twice. Is the only reason. Or it scales you to the level. I don't know. Let me see. Let me see now. If we lose some levels. Let me see. No! It doesn't have to do with that. Okay, let me distribute my points, shall we? Let me distribute my points. Then, guess I'll have to get acquainted with the skill tree. Mana, I don't actually need mana regeneration. I'm doing okay regarding that. I'm doing okay regarding that. Let's just go for all health for now. Okay. Hang on. I'm getting killed a lot. Let me activate those.
Not in town.
Not in town. Okay. Good. We have the familiar and we have that one. Okay. Let us go for the skill tree. No, here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Skill tree was T. Okay. So, there is a lost mana. Power the familiar. 16% cast a skill. Some lost mana. Anti-mass. Converts your mana to health. Mana restored as life. In that sense, no. Lightning, I have cast multiple bolts of lightning to scorch your enemies. And we keep going with the familiar. Cast speed, +6 to all skills. Coven, passive. Grants life regeneration and increases max life. Maximum life here, so we are 2,300. 2,374. How many? I have 6. The Raven Familiar increases the damage. It also deals damage somehow. Requires 60 points in other arcane tree skill. Arcane tree skills. Mana Shield gets the Mana Shield gets a 95% damage reduction. And there's 80 less mana drain when hit. How 60 points. And how many do we have? I know we have 17. 19. Okay. In elemental proficiency skills. This ones I bet I just tried them. To all nearby enemies. Tempest. To learn skill 26 synergies. Thunderstone. Maybe this one unlocks the rest. Become shielded while casting Thunderstorm. Yeah, I didn't explore the intricacies of a skill tree. Poison Iron Curses. Reward, the ultimate skill, pick one. What? Only allows you to summon kill cast from a full life orb, do more damage. Toward matter. 90, okay. We'll just increase our life for now, so we are not that squishy. We still are. That's the. We should deal more damage like that. And one more to this one, so it increases our damage. Like that. And the skill points. Well, I guess I'll need a bit of vitality. I think I haven't spent a single point on vitality. Let me see the description of stats. Energy. Increases mana points, damage of most spells. Okay. Okay, we need more energy. I'll spend a bit on vitality, so I'll set it up to 30. And I'll just increase the potency of my spells. Like that. I spent a bit here. Well, let's put it at max, so we can have a peaceful experience for the time being. I generally don't do that, never do that. It's reckless, but definitely we're getting stomped here. That's the thing with this mob. You need to make sure you keep up with the damage of the mobs. Oh. Yeah, here. Damn it. Ah, it's the poison. The poison is killing me. And I need to be faster. That. You just keep it pressed. It's faster. Well, here you can see, people, how much you should appreciate pathfinding. Pathfinding. As you can see, was in only 8 directions, I think, here. 8 directions, pretty much. So as you can see, we had to deal with this, with the game working in fixed directions rather than fully unlocked 360 degrees Celsius, 360 degrees of directions freely. As you can see, we had to do it like this. Come on. Okay, I think it blocks health regeneration, the poison. Those mushroom men are quite powerful. I love the sounds. You can see the eerie atmosphere of Diablo here. Okay, I need to learn to move better. I haven't been moving correctly. Let's use the max potions. This one, for example, you can see it only has 1 line. It's a light. It's a light healing potion. I need the greater ones. Okay. Like that, people. See, I need to position myself better. Like that, see? And if I keep it pressed, it's continuous like that. It's continuous like that, people. See? Shit. That was immediate. Damn. That was immediate, people, damn. It was absolutely immediate. It was a one-hit kill. Let me check the stream because I know it stops working from time to time. Let me check that out. Let me check that out. Let me close here. Yeah, pretty much, people. Yeah, it explodes from time to time. It explodes from time to time there. What was it? Here. What was it? Here. Okay. So, the mana shield, the familiar, the and the
Here.
and okay, and have that one at the ready and the fire dance. Here we go. Yeah, I remember that this zone. I don't know why it was degraded in level, people. I honestly don't know. Feels weird. Yeah, I need to attack from there. I need to attack from a greater distance. Or maybe, I don't know, choose another type of attack. I generally have that problem that I don't update the initial attack I started games with. You can respec here though, huh? I think you can respect in this game. Okay. Underground passage, there we go. We made it. Oh, I don't have a lot of room to maneuver here. Ah, that poison. I'll start healing preemptively. When you see that golden cloud on top of me, it's the healing potion acting. I said poison there. The poison is way too strong. I see. The poison is way too strong. Okay, I have to click on the monster rather than anything else. I bet you can barely see it. That's because of my monitor. My monitor exaggerates the darks. Exaggerates the darks. So the caves really look like caves. I don't know why it stops like that sometimes when I keep it pressed. Dark wood. To the dark wood? I was meant to come over here. There we go, we quaff the healing potion. I also had to reduce, one thing I will suggest you to do is to reduce the mouse DPI sensitivity. It needs to be lower. In that sense, I lower the sensitivity to play this game. I will highly suggest that you lower the sensitivity. New stat points, new skill points. You see, it also tells you that's a nice little addition that they did there. It's a nice little addition that they did there. Quite good, people. Quite good. That's why I suggest this mod to everyone. As you can see, it has a nice balance between Diablo 2 MedianXl. Between the original Diablo 2 experience without turning it into Path of Diablo. In that sense, it's more like Let that refill the stamina there. I wonder if there's a way for the stamina to be more consistent. Double shrine experience there. Fiery death. Well, some are. Not all of the things that you see out in the open are there to help you. Some are there to kill you. What are you gonna do? More. See how important it was for 3D isometric action RPG games to finally get 360 degrees of rotation. Here you can see some of the movements. May seem weird for the modern standard, but there's one thing I will defend about Diablo 2. This game, back in 2001, with the Okay, I think I see the portal there indicated on the map, and I didn't activate it. Indeed. Indeed. As you can see here, people, it's very, very good what they did with it. Oh well, you can see that even if it's a game from 2001, with the Lord of Destruction expansion and everything, even if that's the case, you can see you can see you can see that this game allowed, in the main menu when we started it, completely offline play even in 2001. Even in 2001. Forgotten Tower. You may progress in a quest. Yeah, true. The quests. How are we doing? Go to the underground passage to the dark wood, search for the tree of Inifus, and recover the scroll. Ah, but it was back in the passage. Explore the cellar dungeon beneath the tower ruins. Okay, we'll do this one. And then we have to go back a bit. Okay.
This place holds many secrets.
Alright. This is like... You know that these maps are actually redone from Diablo 1, right? They actually redone from Diablo 1. The health bar at the top is also a quite nice little patch that they did. That they added there. It's amazing. The only thing that I miss is the damage numbers. That this game doesn't have damage number. They couldn't fix the damage numbers. Nice spell. I need to learn that spell. Ah, it died. That's why the health bar didn't appear at the top. Let me refill my potions, and as you can see, people, you just do it like this. You just do it like this, and it works. And it works very well. Look and see here. Shit! That was fast. What were those? Unseen. Oh, with this one I bring up that. Ah, this is good to check it. To check how many you have. Okay. Anyways, we had to backtrack. I love it, those those crazy pro players of Diablo saying all the time, mm, that you have to do them without deaths, the runs, otherwise you're a noob. No, maybe you then learn the game after you tried and died and experimented with it. That's why I think permadeath it shouldn't be, it should never be for your first run, and it's not like the best way to challenge a player in that sense. Yeah, okay, with this one. Dark wood, and here to the passage. The passage was over here or what? Ah, by the way, the mobs respawn. I configured it like that. Well, yeah, it cannot be here because I've already been here. But here you can see it, people. How I love MedianXl because it brings a nice touch to, in terms of the quality of life improvements, without turning it into Path of Exile. Okay, there we go, Forgotten Tower. Let's get back into it. Let us. Oh, there's a lot of gold there. Hang on. The only things I'm lacking are first a point and click animation, like on the ground, like a little circle on the ground. When you click on it. But well, they couldn't do that. And of course the damage numbers. Look at that. See how interesting it is. Even in 2001, look at this. See how the lightning illuminates. Illuminates the cellar around it. Oh, what's this? Oh, a fiery satanic symbol here. Okay. Ah, it doesn't deal damage? Yeah, it does. No. It's just part of the environment. Looks like. Okay. But it's level 2, right? Tower cellar level 2. Nice. That fire definitely deals damage. Yeah, I don't know why I get so close to them. I shouldn't. I definitely shouldn't. Anyways, my mana regeneration is quite good. Alright, it's on the spot. Anyways, my mana regeneration is so high that it's not a problem. There we go, people. Deactivate it. Here we go. I went a bit overboard there. I think I did 2 because I didn't see the first one. Nice. Look at those. Keep going. I love how, as they approach the point of impact, they take more damage. Let's increase the damage of the spells as much as we can. Also, there are comps in here, right? You can use a comp in Diablo, right? I remember. Why is it that I'm not using a comp? A mercenary. Ah, right, because they die and then you have to pay, and I don't like that mechanic. Yeah, I generally do the run solo for now. Then maybe if it gets out of hand, we can do that as well. Damn it. Wait. That fire is quite dangerous. You have to move. If you move, it's okay. It forces you to move. I wonder if I can reduce the DPI even more so it's not so... I still feel it a bit too sensitive, a bit too floaty. As you can see, people, this game back in 2001. 2001, no internet, no nothing. No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. Move. Nothing at all. No internet, no nothing. Shit. And it could still... I was a bit reckless there entering this part of the dungeon. I'm a bit rusty, people. What are you gonna do? I'm a bit rusty. I think I can no potions though. Otherwise I would have survived. I'm a bit rusty, people, sadly. I'm a bit rusty. We'll fix that. Alright, this time I didn't lose the level. I don't know what happened there. It's some kind of bug or some shit like that. You can see at this game, even in 2001, you can see that with modding, it can feel like a modern experience, and it doesn't have the problems of an online-only game in that sense. That it can accommodate for players who like online games, as it can. I think the tree of Inifus, there it is. I see the tree. I see a tree there on the map. I see a tree there right on the map. Tree of Inifus. We grab the scroll, and now we go complete the side quest. Well, it is definitely nightmare difficulty. That is for sure, people. Let me go back in there. Don't worry, the enemies will respawn as we proceed to the next as we log once again into the game. Every time you log into the game, the enemies should respawn. I think I configured it for that, and it had an option for it in that sense. I think so, pretty much. I think so, pretty much. Tower cell at level 4. Okay, I think I see the exit. Bloodthorn? What the fuck is that? To the Bloodthorn. Blood Throne, not Bloodthorn. Blood Throne. I smell a huge boss over here. Blood Throne? So you can see the benefits of having offline mode here, people. You can see the benefits. Even more than 20 years after the game was released, see how it's perfectly preserved. the count. Oh, first time my mana is actually depleted. Oh, that is a problem. My bad. There. Almost perfect. Okay. My style is just a bit. I'm just a bit rusty. I always love the incredible effects of Diablo 2. I always love the incredible effects of Diablo 2. Ah, and I didn't activate my this one. This one to increase my damage. My bad. My bad. See, I always forget to do that. Okay, good. Oh, that's a lot of gold. Nice, nice, nice. You can see that it's in real time there, how it accumulates the gold. That's a nice touch. No, careful with this. Ah, they also... That's why you always use your running. There we go. Nice. We did it. Can we exit? Here? No, we have to do it manually. Here we don't have a teleport. Ah, yeah, we do have a teleport. It's a great moment to try it. We do have a teleport. Wrong. We do have a teleport. Wrong. Look at these people. Town portal. Directly as a skill, not a scroll. I think that was a nice touch as well.
Your rewards are well earned.
We turn in side quest.
Tower was nothing more than a headstone looming over a long-forgotten grave.
We turn in the side quest.
With this scroll, you may open a portal back to Tristram. Only Akara can decipher it.
Okay, so we talk to Akara. Here. Let me see. Quests. Side quest. They are done. They scroll info to Akara. Perfect. See, it's also... I would also recommend the mod so people don't get lost anymore.
The cairn stones and touch them in the order that I have written.
Okay. Good, nice. Go to the cairn stones in the stony field. Touch the stones in the order found in the scroll of Inifus. Enter the portal to Tristram, but beware the danger that lies ahead. Cairn stones in the stony field. Okay, stony field. Which one is a stony field? Is it over here? Which one? Bloodmoor, no. No, which one was a stony field? Yeah, and with this one you go back to... It remains open. I don't know if it was like that in the original Diablo too. Okay. Stony field. See, this is the moment in which you can get lost, which I hate. Black Marsh. I think we were in some place called Stony Field. Weren't we, people? Stony Field. Ah, the will there replenishes your stamina. Good to know. I think it was like that in the original Diablo 2. There we go. Nice. There we go. So as you can see, people, you can have all on isometric action RPG games should be like this, with an offline and online option, like this. See how perfect it is. It works like a perfect clockwork. Hole level 1? What? Hole? Hole? Black marsh. Damn it. I wonder if that's where you go through to reach the stony field that they're asking me to get to. Timo Highland. No, definitely we already passed the stony field then. Or what? Or not? Like this, I have to make sure it is like this. What was the command to see what's on the floor? This is also another nice thing that it has. Tab! Hold down. Ah, you have to hold. Yeah. Okay, I have to hold. Like this. Cool. Quite good. Ah, it's quite snappy, yeah? Because like this, I can see the items. And you don't have the problem that you have in Titan Quest that it overlaps even. Like this. Like you do it like this, and like this, they already disappear. Quite well done. I remember I always liked this when I played original. Yeah. And like this, you just use shift to root in place, attack, and then just tab. You need to remember to use the fire dance more. Yeah, at this point, up until this moment, I was just left clicking on them without any combination. Like this is a bit of a rotation, as you can see. Can I choose the zone of the fire circle? Pretty much. No. On the map. Okay. At least now I won't miss the loot. We might have to farm a bit, people? Pit? What's that? We might have to farm a bit, people, to get through it. Eventually. Right, you know why I lost mana back then? Because of the damage, because it shielded me from damage. Monastery Gate. Then no, it wasn't here. Because this is the ending of the fucking chapter. If you don't know the ending of Diablo 2, people, it's right there. It's right there, the Monastery Gate.
The monastery on Dariel's stronghold.
Yeah. But that's the thing, people. We skipped the main quest. We skipped the main quest because that's the ending. So there I kinda saved. Kinda saved. Ah, so well, there. Did I kill this boss? It respawned. Ah, because I logged out and logged back in. Okay. True. I logged out and back in. Oh, nice. 3D positional audio, even in a 2D game. That's absolutely crazy. I'm not dealing damage. That she would be dead. Trust me, the damage is not connected. There we go. Okay, nice. Yeah, not through here. We've been here, done this. Nice to see that it respawned. As I quit the game and re-entered here. A stony field, a stony field, a stony field. Check. Super healing potion? Is that bigger? Is that better than the... Oh, that's higher than the greater one. Okay. Endless stamina, nice. This is just what I need. Endless stamina, nice. I can run endlessly. Good. No. Stonyfield, there we go. Has to be... We need to find the stones.
So it came to pass that the Countess, who once bathed in the rejuvenating blood of 100 virgins, was buried alive. And her castle, in which so many cruel deeds took place, fell rapidly into ruin. Rising over the buried dungeons in that god-forsaken wilderness, a solitary tower, like some monument to evil, is all that remains.
Ah, look at that, I can also change them with the
The
mouse.
Countess's fortune was believed to be divided among
Ah.
the clergy, although some say that more remains unfound, still buried alongside the rotting skulls that bear mute witness to the inhumanity of the human creature.
There, I see the stones, people. They're on the map. We are getting close. Let's make our way there. Alright. There's a teleport stone there. No, here. No, a teleport stone here. Okay, here we go. Rakani issue. I don't know if you get the reference. Rakani issue is what the demons said in the original Diablo 1 as you those little demons as you started playing the game. So let's see the order in the scroll. Right click to read. Okay. So it's top right, top left, then bottom left, bottom right, then the bottom center. So top right. Can I activate it? How do I activate it? Ah, besides the beautiful eerie music that it has to do. Maybe I have to. Can I touch them? What? I can't interact with them. That's just enter the portal to Tristan. Alright, there's the. Yeah, I skipped this. My bad. For some reason I'm not able to touch the stones. For some godforsaken reason I'm not able to touch the stones. I think. Okay, we got a problem. Ah. Ah, it forces you to do it in a specific order. There we go. Okay, whatever. Whatever. It was. Ah, because it's inverted probably. Okay. It only lets you do the correct order. Never mind. It only lets you do the correct order.
Tristram was no match for Diablo's fury.
This is regarding the intro. A lot of people don't understand the intro of Diablo 2 and the story actually. At the end of Diablo 1, after the hero reaches the final level of the monastery, he inserts the crystal of Diablo on his forehead and becomes the Wanderer that you see in the intro of Diablo 2. And then in the intro he's unleashed in the story that Marius tells, is that guy from the prison, that he comes here and is free. Eventually the Wanderer can't hold it completely, and it destroys Tristram. Hey, that voice. Everyone remembers that voice. Our good friend Descartes King. Right there. Griswold. Where's that boss? I don't see the boss. See, as I have to move so much, I forgot to activate the circles. If I activate several circles, that does it multiply my damage? Is the question. I don't think so. It will be way too easy. You just root in place, create the circles, and kill everyone. I love the weird sounds that the game makes for no reason at all. There it is. There's it. Oh, flying swords, nice. The closer to the point of impact, the more damage you take. Okay. No inventory is perfect. I can notice it in the movement. There, that it has unlocked frame rates. There, you can see it here in the movement. See how smooth it is. It's unlocked at 140 frame right here. It's amazing. And here, yes, the movements are locked at 30. That's a different story. All online games should be like this one, people. They should be like this one. See how incredible it is? All of an isometric action RPG for you. Okay.
As a token of my gratitude, I will identify items for you at no charge. Regrettably, I could do nothing to prevent the disaster which devastated Tristram. It would appear that our greatest fears have come to pass.
I see.
Diablo, Lord of Terror, has once again been set loose upon the world. As you know, some time ago, Diablo was slain beneath Tristram, and when our hero emerged triumphant from the labyrinth
Diablo
of
1.
town, we held a grand celebration that lasted
It's telling you like what
several
happens
days.
after Diablo 1, because you never get
As the weeks
anything.
passed, our hero became increasingly aloof. He kept his distance from the rest of the townsfolk and seemed to lapse into a dark, brooding depression. I thought that perhaps his ordeal had been so disturbing that he simply could not put it out of his mind. The hero seemed more tormented every passing day. I remember he awoke many times, screaming in the night, always something about the East. One day he simply left, and shortly thereafter Tristram was attacked by legions of foul demons.
The intro of Diablo
Many
1,
were slain,
of Diablo 2.
and the demons left me to die in that cursed cage. I believe now that Tristram's hero was that dark wanderer who passed this way before the monastery fell. I fear even worse, my friend. I fear that Diablo has taken possession of the hero who sought to slay him. If true, Diablo will become more powerful than ever before. You must stop him, or all will be lost.
Sets the story. Sets the story for everything. Okay. And the quest should be updated. No, visit Akhar. We get the next quest here.
You have risked your life to rescue Cain. For that we thank you. You must seek his counsel immediately.
Good. So we seek his counsel. Not him.
Greetings, stranger. I'm not surprised to see your kind here. Many adventurers have traveled this way since the recent troubles began. No doubt you've heard about the tragedy that befell the town of Tristram. Some say that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, walks the world again. I don't know if I believe that, but a dark wanderer did travel this route a few weeks ago. He was headed east to the mountain pass guarded by the rogue monastery. Maybe it's nothing, but evil seems to have trailed in his wake. You see, shortly after the wanderer went through, the monastery's gates to the pass were closed, and strange creatures began ravaging the countryside. Until it's safer outside the camp and the gates are reopened, I'll remain here with my caravan. I hope to leave for Lutgulain before the shadow that fell over Tristram consumes us all. If you're still alive then, I'll take you along. You should talk to Akara, too.
Yeah, that should be the intro that I should have talked about. That I should have talked to that character, maybe at the beginning.
As a token of my gratitude, I will identify regrettably, long ago, the soul stones were given to the Horadrim by the Archangel Tyrael. They were used to bind the three...
I never get tired of this story, people.
I now
That he
know
did.
that even these holy artifacts were no match for Diablo's power. I hope that his two brothers are more securely held, but I fear the worst.
Live in a day-night cycle there, people. Okay, what now? Search for Kane.
Good day.
Done.
You have risked your life.
Where do I get the next quest?
Good day. Welcome, Outlander.
Good day.
On the main quest? I think it was over here, right? The main quest. Yeah, here.
Hi there, I'm Charcy.
Here, this one.
Blacksmith here in Kane.
The blacksmith
It's good to see some strong adventurers.
quest, I
around here.
remember.
Many of our sisters
To recover the
fought
hammer or
against
whatever.
Diablo when he first attacked the town of Tristram. They came back to us true veterans, bearing some really powerful items. Seems like their victory was short-lived, though. Most of them are now corrupted by Andariel. When I fled the monastery, I left behind the Herodric Malice, my enchanted smithing hammer. If you can retrieve it
hammer.
for me, I'll use its magic to strengthen your equipment.
And the final quest was...
Good day to you, partner. I'm Geed, and I can already what you need.
Hey, this one is just a merchant. I don't remember if there was a way of selling directly with a command. Well, otherwise I do it like this. I think it was shift something. Well, not that. I think it was shift something to sell. Shift right click, I'm trying shift right click. There is no secret cow level, cannot be disenchanted. That's because of the secret cow level in Diablo 1, where you appear with all of the cows. Legendary. Okay. Then I need to see if there's a sort function or something. Oh, look at that, he has like a limit of money? Nah, I don't think so. This is just there, just for the sake of it. Boom. Well, let's go for the hammer. And we have to progress with the hammer quest, I think, first. Also, closer of the monster. Let's go to the monster. Oh. I love how it does that laugh every time I activate the fire dance. I think I have 10 minutes more. I can do the maze, and we can leave the ending right for next time. The ending of the first chapter. Yeah, it's every time I do the fire dance. As you can see, it has like a cooldown period. I cannot activate it immediately. Cooldown period 4 seconds. They have. They have a cooldown period. Yeah. Nope. That was the last thing you do. I love how it follows the shape of the environment there. Really good catch. Where am I being attacked from? Those arrows deal a lot of damage. There we go. What was that? Treasure goblin. Treasure goblin, where? Where? Ah, yeah, it also has treasure goblins like in Diablo 3. Nice. Damn it. They're attacking me. No, shit. The attacks were getting through the wall. I thought I was safe from the attacks from right there. Damn it. Anyways, money here does not really serve a huge purpose. I don't know why I cared about chasing it. It's just the existence of the purpose of the treasure goblin is that to cause that reaction on the player. So yeah, pretty much. So the attacks get through the walls. Let me kill them. I love how dark it is. Here, we'll clear this zone. The treasure goblin, of course, disappeared. This one. Do my attacks also get through the walls? It's a bit not that fair. Doesn't go both ways. Oh, I think it was here in one of the barracks. That stupid door is bothering me. So many arrows. So many arrows. So many arrows right there. Oh, it's slowing my health regeneration there when you see that. That effect is like slowed health regeneration due to freezing. Where are the attacks coming from? I don't see them. The familiar also deals a bit of... Damn it. I hate this shit. I hate this shit. I ran out of potions there. To assign them, I am getting tired, people, sadly. But I want to push through that quest a bit more. We have a bit more of time, we can do it. So hopefully people today, it was quite interesting.
Good day.
prepare the potions. It was quite interesting for you all. It's quite interesting for you all.
Hello.
Yeah. Then I'll see how to sort the inventory. No worries. So hopefully it was interesting for you all, people. Diablo 2 with the MedianXl mod. As you can see, it is quite good. Has everything that you could ask for. It has everything that you could ask for. 1080p, unlocked frame rates, except the animations that are hard-coded there in the game. Ah, there it is. It's like a rain of arrows, I can see shit. This one was probably dealing the damage, this one's... and this one's... There are some nasty area of effect attacks then. No. That's a nasty area of effect attack there. Quite nasty. Ah, there's a boss. There's some kind of boss. There, I saw summoning them. Or what? I saw like a golden name. It's not letting me get out of here. Let me get out. Let me get out of here. Fast. There's some kind of boss there. Yeah. Good. Right when I needed it. This one. Darn it. The smith. There it is. I ran out of potions. Fuck. Way too many archers. Way too many archers. Way too many archers. I'm having problems with this. I'll need to spend my skills actually. Sadly, I wanted to finish the chapter today, but well, I started later. Duh. The question is, are the archers summons by the boss or not? It's a great question that we are all asking ourselves right now.
I need mana.
You don't say. No. Where's... Did I unequip my weapon there? Okay, bit sloppy. A bit sloppy, but it worked in the end.
I hope the sisters appreciate this thing.
I do so as well. I do see the legendary there. Whatever. Must have been a room or something. Okay, people. Okay. We'll leave it here as it's 9, almost 10 past 9. It's been my pleasure sharing this first day of Diablo 2 MedianXl with all of you people. I don't know why the level defaulted back to 61, but it was my pleasure sharing it with all of you. Thanks to Pillow, to Pekaren, and to Patrick for visiting me today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you. Anyone who might have taken the time to watch this as a YouTube bot or a Twitch bot in the future, and all. Hey, the stream is quite smooth. Look at that. It works at smooth 60 FPS, something like that. Pretty much. It looks extremely smooth. So thanks from the bottom of my heart, and see you all in the next one. As you can see, Nightmare difficulty has its things. It's uh, quite tough in comparison. So hey, it looks extremely smooth. Wow. People, it's been my pleasure, and see you all tomorrow when we'll continue with the incredible adventures of Mackenzie. Have a great night. See you all tomorrow. Thanks for the great debates always. To you, Pillow, to you, Patrick, and for respecting what I said at the end to stop when it was needed, and etc. due to the rules and things of Twitch. Thanks to you, Pekaren, always for visiting me. Deeply appreciated. See you all next time. Bye bye. Sadly, the Sacred Tudin wasn't released as good as it was. Okay. That's sad to hear. Oh well. Then my guide still stands. That is good. Pretty much. The World Games version with community patch 1.60, I think it was. Pretty much. People, see you all tomorrow. Gotta go. Bye. Was my pleasure. Bye, people.